4th, 2026. Would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Liz, would you do us the honors?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. And next on our agenda is proclamation 2026. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, does it look like I want to get out of here?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm supposed to say that.
Mary,
You just want to see who's listening.
I was just checking your hearing, okay? Since I can't see, I want to make sure everybody can at least hear. Mary, can we please have a roll call?
Mayor Pro Tem Da Silva,
Present.
Councilmember Scarpa,
Present.
Councilmember Lorraine Murphy,
Present.
Councilmember Mario Roscoe, excused absence, and Mayor Jose Rios.
Present. All right. Moving on to proclamation 2026-02, declaring the month of May Poppy Month. Is there, I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry it. All right, who will be receiving the proclamation?
Well, since the recipient isn't here, shall I read it here?
Read it there.
And then Lorraine will accept
Okay.
on behalf of the auxiliary. Proclamation number 2026-02. Whereas in support of the American Legion Auxiliary, Gonzales Unit 81, the City Council is declaring May 2026 as Poppy Month. And whereas the poppy became a symbol of sacrifice of lives in war and represented the hope that no one had died in vain. And whereas Poppy Month has become a tradition in almost every American community. And whereas the distribution of the bright red flower is one of the oldest and most widely recognized programs of the American Legion Auxiliary. And whereas the memorial poppy is made by hospitalized veterans, then distributed to the public near Memorial Day, and all donations received are used to benefit America's veterans. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Mayor Jose Rios, on behalf of the City of Gonzales City Council, hereby proclaim, honor, and support May 2026 as Poppy Month. Signed, Jose Rios, May 4th, 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Liz and Lorraine.
You're welcome.
All
Our pleasure.
right, moving on to the next item on the agenda is comments from the public not on the agenda. Any member of the public may address the council for a period not to exceed 2 minutes on any subject not on the agenda. The council will listen to all communications, but will take no action and make no comments. I saw movement.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Henry Martinez Jr. Today, me and my legal team were celebrating in San Jose. A huge victory was won last week on Tuesday. What is it? 2 assaults on a police officer dropped and dismissed by the judge. Resisting arrest dropped and dismissed. Probation dropped and dismissed. All charges were dropped and dismissed against me. I walked out of that courtroom all just celebrating, and the judge was laughing. Oh, huge victory. This is the day I was waiting for, and it's time to come after the city now, since there's nothing holding anything back. The city, denied the allegations against the officer, which were founded by the judge and our legal team, or else I'd be incarcerated. The DA wanted to give me 6 months, saying he didn't get nothing. You know what I walked out of there with? Court fees of $740. I gladly paid that. I paid it the same day. So I am free, no probation, no search and seizures, so the cops can randomly show up at my house. And it's funny. You guys didn't believe, but the courts believed. Now the case against my wife, my dad, and my son are going to fall apart now because the main person wasn't convicted. So again, I'm gonna hit the city again. I'm gonna ask you guys to pay your dues. Because here I am coming. And the officer back there, he put on a good show with his lies, which didn't amount to anything because I'm free.
April Martinez. I just want to say I love Poppy Month. Congrats. And I just hope the 4th of July goes well with no complications this year. And just that do have PTSD from it, OCD, all that crap from last year because of your officers. And I just want to say, please don't ruin our 4th of July. Just have a happy day.
You.
Henry Martinez. Last year, 4th of July, we asked the officer stand outside. We'll bring the kid out. He chased the kid into the yard. I don't know, it was him, the other guy, or the sergeant, charged me with assault on an officer, hands on an officer. As you can see, we're clearly pulling the kid off the rookie. The other cop's holding Castillo so he won't continue making the kid angry. We were holding Castillo back. We were trying to save this cop so the kid can calm down and give up. The kid saw me in the way after I got in front of him between the cops, and then he threw his hands up. As soon as he threw his hands up, we gave him to Castillo and the other officers, the other ones that came. We got out of the way. And I'm being charged with assault with a police officer when you guys should be celebrating us with an award for saving your officer. He could have got a good beating. That kid, you know, he's a few things off, and we saved your officer. That kid in the middle with glasses in the black, they got pulled over on the bridge and was pointed with guns again, 4th of July and the other day on the bridge. We have pictures of it, that your cops pulled him over to charge him probably with assault on the police officer, like they did with me. The other guy was given more probation time for holding Castillo to calm down the kid. The kid took 4 or 5 of us, including my son, to hold them back from beating up the officers. And this is the way you pay us? We should be thanked. We should be getting the proclamation that we saved the officer. If we were cop haters like the guys call us, we could have let them beat up Castillo. But we blocked Castillo from getting beat up. You're welcome. We blocked them.
Thank you.
I'm going to be a little less exciting, y'all. Megan Range, I just came to introduce myself. I'm the new Government Relations Director for Pacific Gas and Electric. I represent Monterey, Santa Cruz, and San Benito counties. You might have worked with Jasmine in the past, or Eric, who is a little bit farther south but has been up here. I'll be your point of contact going forward. I will be reaching out to the staff and each one of you individually so you'll know how to reach me. I just want you to know I'm in town and I exist. I'm happy to answer questions, but I'm new enough that I'll be better off in one-on-ones than any you throw at me, but I'll always get an answer for you.
Thank you. Megan?
Megan Range.
Range.
Yep, home on the boring.
Okay.
Thank you.
You'll provide staff with your phone number and contact
Yeah,
information?
yeah.
Great, thank you, Megan. Anyone? Nobody else running up to the podium?
No.
Yay. Sorry. I'm not supposed to comment. I'm sorry. I apologize. Marisol, do we have anyone via Zoom?
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you, Marisol. Mary, any comments via email?
Comments via email.
All right, thank you. All right. I'll go ahead and close the public comment period up and bring this back to council for the consent agenda. If you had an opportunity to review the consent agenda and have any questions for staff, now's the time to ask her. Forever hold your peace. Any questions for staff on any of the items on the consent agenda?
Nope.
Nope.
Mr. Mayor, motion to approve consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Awesome. Regular agenda item. Liz, would you be so kind as to read that for the record, please?
I can read it. Let me make sure it's the same that's on the, yeah. Okay, item 7.1, resolution number 2026-17, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Gonzales in support of the City of Gonzales, Measure B, a measure establishing a special parcel tax to be levied on properties within the city base on land use to fund fire and emergency medical services. Staff report.
Yes, Mayor and Council, I'll try to keep this short. That seems to be the theme of this evening, right? So, anyway, last year, after looking at projected budget numbers and the cost of operating the city emergency medical services department, staff and the council determined that the city needed to establish a new steady source of revenue to maintain services in the city. Basically, the department is facing increased salary costs, increased calls for service. Steadily, that has ticked up over the last couple of years. And the need always for new equipment. Some of the equipment the department is using is just fairly old. After looking at options and gathering public input, you recall the city went out and had a survey conducted. The council decided that a parcel tax imposed on all parcels of properties in the city represented the best means of generating a new revenue source for the use for the fire department. And so as such, and again, that was in keeping, by the way, with the survey results. The survey results indicated that 70% of those who responded to the survey were in favor of or would support the parcel tax. So as such, on February 17th of 2026, the council adopted a resolution placing a parcel tax on the ballot for the upcoming special primary election. And it has been designated by the elections department as Measure B. Because this is a special tax that is being proposed, it means that the revenue that's generated if it's passed can only be used for the designated need. In this case, that means it could only be used for the fire department. So for salaries, equipment, and so forth and so on, but it is limited to, and all those funds will be kept in a separate funding. I remember Mike's exact words as to where it would be kept, but it will be separate and obviously accounted for at annual budget, and there's the so there will be indication of how the money was used on an annual basis for the council to review and the public to hear. And also because this is a special tax, it requires 2/3 majority to pass. So that's an extra burden, but that's why it was set up that way, right? Where everybody understands the taxes and so forth. Impose a burden on folks, right? And so that they have to be supported by this 2/3 majority, which is, I think, something like 56.7%. In other words, 6 to 7%. Although campaigning with city funds is prohibited as a matter of law, a city council may adopt a resolution memorializing their support for a measure. In this case, obviously, a measure that you yourselves placed on the agenda, but that is a legitimate action on the part of the council. So we did prepare a resolution for you to consider adoption of this evening. The resolution does three things. First, it confirms that the majority of the council, in this case, it'll be just a majority because we have one absence today, but support the Measure B. Secondly, encourages the public to get the facts about fire department and about the measure, parcel tax in the city, so that they can make an educated decision when they go to vote. And lastly, it reconfirms and acknowledges that the city understands that it's not supposed to spend city money on the measure. Those are the three points of the adoption. Just a good source and a reminder to the public at large that the election is coming up and this important measure will be on.
Michael, do you have, or has the staff done the research to find out? I believe it's like $1 per day per unit for single family residents. What's the total potential taxes for, if it passes, that the city would then receive for funding strictly for the fire department?
It's on this resolution, 665.
Yes, that is correct, 665.
But that includes whatever existing residents are here and not what the future development will.
Correct.
That's correct.
Okay,
So the
would they
number-
also be taxed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Plus, I have a question or comment, and I don't know if it's appropriate, so I'm gonna ask it very gingerly. About funds being allocated from the measure that we have. Is that something we can talk about or no?
Funds allocated.
That we've allocated, it's in our,
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, for Measure K.
Yeah, sure, that's a matter of public record.
Okay, because I just want to remind the members of the public that Measure K did allocate $275,000 this year to go toward the fire department also. So the point is that we need more money. So I just wanted to bring that up. That's just one small.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could just also add, it is currently, right?
Mhm.
Currently with the staff and equipment we have, it's $1 million operation. So even with the 665 plus the 275, there's still
We're
gaps.
still
That
short.
we are still funding through general funds or other means, and so there's still a gap. So although I wouldn't make it whole, it would definitely help us continue the fire safety operations.
And I think we need to make the public aware that insurance companies are looking at communities that don't have adequate staffing. And you can take a wild guess what they're gonna do if they don't have, if the community doesn't have proper staffing. Let's just say, your insurance rates will probably be going up, but I'd rather spend my money here with my local people than give it to some corporate office in San Francisco or LA or wherever those insurance companies hide. All right.
Mayor, if I can add one more point,
Sure,
important
absolutely.
point. It is important to support our local department. I've also requested quotes from the regional county, regional fire district, and just to see what it would take to operate, you know, if they consolidated it eventually. And keep in mind, regional would be cheaper than CAL FIRE. Regional is asking for 2 million. Our budget is 1 million. So, and then that's only in the first year. The second year would be 3 million. So there's just no way. So, you know, in future years down the line, we may be seeing ourselves if we can't afford a fire department without a department, period. So again, just point of information. If we can barely afford what we have now, we will not be able to afford regional and much less CAL FIRE because they are even more expensive and have other requirements.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
If I may add one more thing. I think it's difficult for people to realize how much our fire department does unless you've been affected by it personally. I can attest to the fact that my mom, who's 93 years old, I've had to call several times for her. And we have a very diligent group of people that come to the home. And without them, it would be very difficult, I think. So I just think that's an important point to bring out to the public, that you think it's only fire, but it's also emergency services, like what happened a few years ago with a home, and also when someone is ill or someone has to go to the hospital. You know, those are people, they're very involved in that. So I just want to bring that up to the public.
And if I could just add, because again, this is really important. We get at least 3 emergency calls a day, and the majority are medical responses. So just because the public isn't seeing something burning or on fire does not mean that the fire department is not responding to medical calls. So that's, I think, really important to state. Again, given our proximity to hospitals and, you know, life-saving services. So again, just really important to know.
Thank you very much. All really good points. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and open this up to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to comment on this item may do so at this time.
We have one.
Henry Martinez Jr., property owner. I own several properties here in Gonzales. just so you know, my insurance skyrocketed for no apparent reason. We never had any fires. They already went up. What is it? We're looking at the economy now. It's expensive. Most of us can't afford this new tax. Unlike some of us, we're lucky enough that we could. But I run a business. In a business, if my expenses go up, I gotta pass them down, unfortunately. Rent's gotta go up. I'm not liking the way this bill's written out. We're only voting to maintain current status, not increase, which if it was gonna increase services, that should have been the key point and everybody would have stood behind it. But now we're just maintaining. This comes down to a budget issue. But you expect we, the people, to pay for this. Someone messed up. And it's not the people. But I understand. I've used fire before. But then they also billed us too, so I don't want to see why we got to pay double if that's the case, Now, if you call 911, you're getting billed from 911 now. You call the ambulance, you're getting billed from them, you're getting billed from the town, so it's getting hit 3 ways to get hit 4. Makes no sense at all. But you guys got to seriously consider this. A lot of people are not going to vote for this. And asking for 2/3 is asking a lot.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on this item?
Yes.
Yes, I see somebody else move.
Henry Martinez, Senior. You've shown in the past how you guys control your money. One of the things was you guys borrowed before the eggs were hatched, and now we're still paying for Alta Road. That's smart. And you guys put up electric car meters, chargers at the library where sales of electric cars are going down. And you guys put up a bunch of chargers. That's, you got to think about how much money you spent there. And then we go to the police department. All their cars are brand new. One car's taken home every night to Salinas with the chief. That's spending how much money on gas? How much are we paying for that car to be serviced to go to Salinas and back? And then look where you're at now because of you guys bought a $10,000 drone. Look at the problem you guys created. I told you we can't trust those cops. And what did you guys do? You guys went and bought a drone and you couldn't trust that cop or the cops. Okay, then you go and buy them. Well, I don't know if you guys did or not. You guys wanted to buy 6 more rifles at $1,000, $1,500 each. Then we send our chief to Texas for a chief convention. Well, he's asking for new computers for the police station. You need to.
Mr. Martinez, could you please stay on topic?
Oh, I am. I'm telling you how you guys are budgeting the city where you guys are spending money on other departments and frivolous things. Then you asking us to pay for other stuff. You need to budget. I suggest before we vote for this, pay freeze on everybody. Next year, no pay freezes. And the following year, no pay freezes again. And you got to show that you guys are willing to save money and start not giving people raises. Save the money.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Anyone else?
No one here in the chambers.
Marisol, do we have any comments via Zoom?
No comments via Zoom.
Thank you, Marisol. Mary, any comments via email? Okay. We'll bring it back to council discussion, or I'll take a motion for approval.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve resolution number 2026-17 as presented.
A second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, moving on. Youth Commission. GYC.
They're trying to decide who's going to give it.
Who- I know you guys have a long report today.
Although I didn't write my report, I would like to give you all some updates regarding on our self-counting youth summit event
Okay.
that happened Saturday, which is at least 2 days ago. So we had over 40 students, but the majority of the students were from Gonzales High School. And would you like to speak more? Because that's all I know.
Yeah, so we had many different workshops, including culinary, which was hosted by Gonzalez. I believe the traffic safety was by Greenfield, correct?
Yes, the traffic safety was from Greenfield. The culinary skills were from Gonzales, and then the resume building were from Soledad Youth Council.
So it was put on by all three South County Youth Councils to create a place for the youth from all three cities or South County, wherever they may be coming from, to get resources and build up their skills, soft skills, whatever it might be, to prepare them more for after high school. Our theme this year was Beyond the Diploma. So again, to prepare them after high school, just setting them up for that transition. The majority, I believe, of our attendees were actually juniors this year. In years past, I believe it was more seniors. So it was interesting to see that flip. And we had a lot of good resources there. We had a resource fair during the lunch, as well as different activities going on. And yeah, we had a really good turnout. We had some kids come in that weren't necessarily registered, but we had some registered that didn't show up, so we were able to let them in. And yeah, it was a great event also for our community center as well.
And as for our following dates for this month of May, our next Gonzales Youth Council meeting will be on May 14th, 2026, from 2:30 to 4:30. And some dates from high school. Oh yeah, our scholarship or awards night will be on the 27th of May from 5:30 to 7. And scholarship night will be also at the exact same day, but from 7 to 9.
Say that again, please.
The scholarship night or the awards night will be from 5:30 to 7, and scholarship night will be from 7 to 9. So a mix between of both ceremonies on that
Okay,
day.
so
At the high school.
at the high school.
Yeah.
Yes, at the high school
There's
gymnasium.
two
Two parts.
two
Two
parts.
parts, yes.
And the 7 to 9 is the scholarship.
Scholarship night,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Do you have any
And I also have some announcements from the high school as well. So a couple weeks ago, we had our prom night in Hollister, where we had banda, DJ, desserts, and a photo booth, and we had a pretty good turnout for that as well. This last Friday, we had our PCAL championships for track and field, which we were the league champs for that, which is actually a first for Gonzalez, and to have it at our new stadium was also a great success. Our graduation we are currently working on the planning for that as well, which will be on June 6th. Salinas Valley Fair is either this week or next. I'm not sure entirely.
next week?
Next week?
Yes.
Okay. In King City, so we have a lot of students going to that as well. AP testing for seniors and juniors, I believe. Oh, anyone taking an AP test, the majority of those are going on this week as well. Junior state testing went well last week and into this week, I think. Last week we had our high school senior lunch, which we had raffles and pictures during fourth period, which was pretty good as well.
It's pretty good.
EOP will be having their senior dinner this week.
This Thursday.
This Thursday, awarding their seniors as well. And I don't think we have any fundraising going on as of yet, and if there's anything that we're missing.
Not that I know of in mind. But I think that's all of the updates from the Gonzales High School and the Gonzales Youth Council. And would you like to open up a question?
If there's any questions.
Are there any questions, comments or concerns?
Is there a grad night this year?
What was that?
Is there a grad night this year or not this year?
Yes, grad night will be May 20th and 21st. And that'll be at Universal Studios for the seniors.
Oh, cool.
Great, great. Any additional questions for the kids? No?
No.
Thank you very much for your time and your efforts, and I think you guys did a really good job of representing our community. I attended the initial kickoff of the youth summit and got a lot of kudos about how well it looked out there and how neat it was to see all three organizations working together. This is from the other South County community leaders that were there. So thank you again for representing Gonzales very well. Pretty much appreciated.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, moving on to the next item on the agenda is committee reports. I have the first two, which is TAMC and the Mayor Select. TAMC, we got a very long report on the Measure X committee. I was very pleasantly surprised and happy to hear that annually the cities have to report the use of the funds and whatnot. There was only one city, and it was a peninsula city that didn't submit the report, so and they have bigger staffs than we do, so kudos to our staff. Then there was a long presentation from Caltrans on the 101 corridor. The hope and the intent is to have that all left turn sealed by the end of March of 2027. I'll tell you that based on past historical things that have happened, I don't think it'll be until maybe December of 2027, because the initial comments was that it was going to be at the end of this year, and they've already pushed it out to March. So my guess is that it'll continue to be pushed out, and hopefully sometime in December 2027, those left-hand turns will be closed, and hopefully there'll be a lot less accidents on the 101. I don't really worry about it. I don't do too much driving anymore, so. All righty. Mayor Select Committee, I have this whole pamphlet here discussing the pros and cons against the different, there's a whole slew of measures that are on the ballot coming up. The scariest one is the folks from Jarvis, Howard Jarvis, that whole group. And correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, you probably know a little bit more about this, is that if that particular measure passes, then we may lose funding for Measure X.
That could be one of the potential consequences, yeah, of that measure.
Scary times out there, it really is. And I mean, what we need to do as a community, as a group, is be well informed. And when you exercise your right to vote, make sure you understand what you're voting for. Because I mean, I'm watching all the commercials for all the potential governors, and God, they're all full of it. I'm sorry,
They're all what?
full of it.
Full of it.
Yeah,
Full
the
of
mayor
it.
for the city of San Jose. I grew up with a mother and a mother that was a teacher and a father that was a
Mail carrier.
mail carrier.
Yeah.
Money was tight. I'm thinking, what world do you live in? A mother's a teacher and a father who, did they have 30 kids? I mean, come on, who are you kidding? And then
Everything the way it is.
and then, you know, I cut homeless down by a third. No, you didn't. I'm sorry. It's just like me saying, oh, I had the community center built. No, I didn't. We did. So again.
That's why you like politics so much, Jose.
God, to be honest with you,
I do.
I don't think I'll miss this. I'll be happy to go back to PFC, private forgotten citizen.
Well,
All right, Salinas Valley Recycles. Sorry, let me get off my bandwagon there.
Just for a moment, huh?
Just for a moment.
Okay. All I have to report is that our next meeting will be on Thursday, May 21st, here in the council chambers, and the public is welcome to attend. It begins at 6 p.m. That's it?
All right, going to oral communication.
No.
Actually, Measure K.
I apologize.
That's okay.
We're here to keep you going.
Measure K.
We just had a meeting last week, and basically we did our list of funded projects. And the one, of course, that we're the most excited about is that we were able to put the grants back into place. So that's exciting news. So community, we're putting those back in, and that's we were able to do it again, but I just am always happy about that. And it's a good list. So if you get an opportunity, please take a look.
I did. All right, now we can move on to oral communications, and since your throat is Well lubricated. Mrs. Worthy, would you please continue with the oral communication?
Mary, I know that we have changed the agenda and it's great, but is it possible to put the page numbers back on? Because I noticed that those aren't on there anymore. And that's really helpful when you're trying to read that. Yeah, I know.
The small document.
Yeah. When you have to enlarge it to the point where you can't read it. Yeah. So if possible, that would be it. And that's really all I have. Congratulations to our track and field, though.
Absolutely.
I got the text message right away and shared it with the council, and I was so excited. First time in 100 years
Yeah.
is what I was told. So that's pretty exciting news for our little town. So that's all I have. Thank you.
That's the Spartan way.
There you go.
I just want to comment on TAMSI thing. I was in Carmel Valley today and Measure X is funded for their roundabout. And you know me, I'm not a big fan of roundabouts, but it was very easy to navigate. I came off Larella's Grade onto Carmel Valley, easy peasy. So if y'all have a chance to get over that way, go see it. They've done a wonderful job. Couple of things. Again, congratulations, Spartan track team. I know Michael is like still on cloud 9. I attended 2 great fundraising events this weekend up at the Rifle Club. One of them was for the Sheriff's Department Advisory Council. Very well attended both events, and both had the Caprera cut steak, which is like one of my favorite meals. With regards to Poppy Month, for those that don't know the background, I encourage you to Google it, where it started. It started after World War I, and it'll probably pop up with something related to Flanders Field. Read it and know the importance behind it. Some of us auxiliary members will have poppies. God bless you. We were supposed to get them this week, but obviously Lorraine and I don't have any. In the past, we accept donations. There's no charge. If you want one, we'll give you one. We accept donations, and that's all used to, again, support a lot of our veteran projects at the auxiliary. As Shelby mentioned, the Salinas Valley Fair is coming up. It begins next Wednesday, the 14th, next Thursday, the 14th, and runs through Sunday, the 17th. Auction will begin promptly at about 7:30 a.m. on the 16th. I encourage everybody to get down there. Let's see, I can't remember. I think Kids Day is Thursday. Senior Citizens is on Friday. Armed Forces Day is on Saturday. And I think it's Mexican American Heritage on Sunday. I'll be volunteering all 4 days at the fair. Come out and see what all our young people, they do amazing work. I love to go see them come to the end of their projects, especially those with animals. And I think we have an FFA member here, but I don't think he takes an animal, right, Orlando? No animal, but you're an FFA, right?
I'm actually not an FFA, that's my brother.
Oh, your brother. Well, y'all look alike to me, so. But again, I encourage everybody to attend the fair. And it is free to senior citizens on that Friday, so those of us that have the silver hair. I'll be there at scholarship.
No hair.
And those with no hair. And those that want to have gray hair. Scholarship night, I'll be there to present scholarships for the Friends of the Spartans. I'm a Spartan. My mother was a Spartan. My whole family have been Spartans. So I'm honored that they asked me to go and present the scholarship this year. And finally, on Memorial Day, May 25th, there will be a ceremony at the cemetery beginning at 9 a.m. I will be the reader of all the veteran names that are on our log. And I encourage you to come out and see that ceremony. There'll also be a barbecue by our post 81 at the Legion Hall beginning at 11 a.m. And that will be a chicken barbecue. They've had it forever and a day, ever since I was probably a little girl or before. So if you need tickets, let me know. I've got some tickets and I can get more if needed. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Funk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I think Councilmember Silva hit just about everything there. The only thing to add, was Junior Livestock Show and Auction is Saturday the 16th. So I think it's the only item you missed there. But other than that, you got everything else. Thank you very much. Yeah, exciting times at the high school and throughout the community. So A lot of fun things happening over the next several weeks. So a lot of excitement there. Aside from that, just want to thank staff and all the volunteers who were out over the weekend, Cinco de Mayo event and so forth. Did not have a chance to participate directly, but I heard from a lot of folks that were out there and had a great time. So thanks again for staff for doing what they do. Appreciate all the public works and the police department, et cetera, for everything that goes on out there. So thanks a lot. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much. Just a couple of things. I wanted to thank staff for really thinking forward. So, El Dia del Niño, they had kind of put no parking in front of a lot of the residents around the park. So I had a slew of complaints about it. And so staff has taken the lead on it and have created that the existing residents can stay in place. Unless we need the whole street, then they'll be asked to move. One of the main reasons is that part of town has a number of additional dwelling units, which has created additional parking stresses. So that's been partially alleviated because staff is giving those residents basically resident parking. So as long as they keep that on their windshield, they should be just fine. So thank you very much, staff, for moving on that. That's some really good thinking on how to handle that. I saw in the, I didn't see, it was read to me on the Measure K committee that we do have some funding, hopefully for the speed bumps along Spartan Alley. So I have my fingers crossed and hope that's enough, but based on past asphalt issues that we've done here in town, I don't think so. But at least I can look Pete Maturino in the face and say, yeah, Pete, we have some money allocated for that.
Yeah.
I won't be lying. I mean, but at least we're making that effort to address those issues that were brought before this council. And I want to thank staff, both the police department, public works, and Tavin, our planning department. That letter that Liz read, they took care of it. They handled it. We painted the curb, gave out some tickets, and the homeowner was asked to trim back some of that obstruction. So thank you. Quick action. I'm hoping that person that wrote that letter is seeing the results of her clear communication to this council. So we do take action, and just when we can and have the funds for it, that's when we do it. And I know that we've been told that we misspend money. I'll tell you what, I'm happy to show you the books, and if they can actually see where there's some potential savings. I mean, unfortunately, I can't see that anymore, but I know that staff is very diligent about where and how they spend that funding. So I do appreciate that. My only hope is that there was enough funding to increase your salaries, because being in the public eye is not an easy job. I mean, I hear it about the public works department, I hear it about police, and having both families and friends in both departments, I think, well, you know what? Try it for a day, and I'm sure that they would have a different take on what's going on and how it's being spent. Like I said, I'm very appreciative of what staff does. And I just want you to know that, at least for me, I know you're doing the best that I can, and I want you to know that I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and move on to the last part of our agenda, which is city manager's report.
Yes, few comments, but I'll make a note for the Measure K funds that you just pointed out for Cielo Vista. Yes, they are included in there, and I agree with you that costs going up, we don't know if it's going to be enough. However, they're in there. We are going after grants to cover them, and that is kind of just backup if we don't get the grants. So either way, it's a win-win. If we get grant funds to cover that work, which we received a quote a while back for, that will be another additional funding stream that we can use. Again, it's a small amount for the type of work that we need around town, but it's something. So yes, please let Minister Matarino know that we're moving on it, and it should happen in the next few months once we hear back from this grant. Yes or no?
I had a question on that. I know that the thought process is to put those asphalted bumps to slow down the traffic.
Yes.
I understand that somewhere out there, and I'm trying to remember who told me that there's a city out there that actually has rubber ones, and they're basically put in place with spikes into the asphalt, and that you minimize the amount of time, to install, plus, since you're buying the material and don't have to pay all that prevailing wage stuff, that it's a lot cheaper. Does it last long? That I don't know. I don't have any clue about that, but if staff has a chance to research that, if there's maybe something that's already out there that can easily be just put in place, that'd be great, because I know the asphalt is gonna be expensive.
Mr. Mayor, I believe that's what's included in the.
Oh, that is what's included here. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hurtado, I appreciate that.
Great. So yes, please, Director Hurtado will be connecting with Pete Matorino to let him know, but feel free, I know he reaches out and let him know we're working on it and moving forward as well with that. So the other thing, just we've completed the recruitment for the pool and camp staff. We're currently working on the schedules, but pool is set to open June 9th. I see some excited people. I also want to acknowledge the youth council for their work. And I don't think you guys had 40 people. I was out there and there was at least 80 people. So unless the other 40 were the organizers, there was a good amount, Mayor. I mean, it was more than 40. So anyway, excellent turnout. And I was really excited to also hear there was buses from Solida and Greenfield that came out. So it was neat to see all the youth councils coming together and putting on a joint event that it was pretty successful. July 18th is set for our car show downtown. And just a reminder that the senior classes from Alliance on Aging, the schedule is being changed to 2 times a month. So just be on the lookout for that calendar if you are interested in attending those. And just to share, it's kind of a premature, but I'll share because it's exciting. We're in conversations with Rancho Cielo to potentially do a drone class out here, some drone certification stuff for South County. So working on it, but they're open to it. They've come out, they saw the center. We may be able to host something there. So more to come on that. But one of the efforts that the South County city managers have been working on is to bring Rancho Cielo out here to South County. So excited to say it's moving along. Anyway, that's all I have for today.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
you want to finish the staff report, because I have just real quick.
Well, I had one last thing because I thought you were gonna bring it up, so I figured to keep my mouth shut.
I know, I was gonna wait too.
I understand that the Boys and Girls Club, there's a gentleman out in Carmel Valley who is trying to get rid of his money.
I don't know, is that public knowledge or can we share? Did they tell you?
Yeah, he told me that they did.
Okay, because I was waiting to hear
Apparently he's.
go public with
will be
it.
funded for 4 years. Our
Oh my God.
our Boy Girls Club. I mean, the gentleman's given us a significant amount of money to the Boy and Girl Clubs, but one of the conditions was funding for the Gonzalez Youth Center.
Excellent.
Yes, so I asked the director, Ron Johnson, to just give me the full information as what I can share, because it is a private donor who doesn't want to share too much. But yeah, my understanding is for the next 4 years,
Wow.
they will pay for the funding for the Boys and Girls Club to continue here. So once we have more information, we'll share it fully, but very exciting news for us in our budget.
Yes.
We need more good news like that.
Mine is a point of clarification. It was brought up that the EV chargers, we bought those. We got a grant for those. So we didn't buy those. Just point of clarification. Thank you.
Everybody's friendly. That is correct. And we do charge a fee. So it's actually will be a revenue stream. So we're still kind of seeing what type of revenue that will bring in, but it's brings in an amenity to the community, and it brings us a little bit of revenue as well.
Okay. If there's nothing else, then I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.